Okay, so now we're going to think about designing in 2-point perspective. You're going to need these things: a sharp pencil, a rubber, a sharpener, a ruler, and if you have one, a fine liner pen. A fine liner pen is a pen that looks like this. It is not a biro, a proper ink pen. Okay, so let's get started. Before I start designing, I think it's a good idea just have a little sketch of what you want to do in 2-point perspective. So this is a design I've made for a tabletop or desktop light. So I'm going to try and draw that in 2-point perspective. So we'll start off with the base. The base is a nice thin square or rectangular base. So I'm going to go for a thin rectangular base, starting off about there to there inside my crate, if you remember. Then we will move that to the vanishing point. Goes there. Bear in mind, I'm still pressing down lightly because I don't want to have to make mistakes when we're rubbing out. I want to be able to rub it out properly. Now, when we've done our two lines here, to get the back two lines of the square base, for example, we're going to need to draw to the opposite vanishing point. So from there goes to there, and from here goes to here. And where they meet is where you finish. Like that. Now would be a good chance maybe to rub out lines that we definitely don't need. Just to neaten things up. There we go. Try and keep your drawing as neat as possible as we go. What I'm going to do now is the thickness of the base. So the thickness of the base is obviously a vertical line to that vanishing point again. But I'm not going to go all the way. I'm just going to stop when I know it meets the other side. Okay. So we have our base. And that's looking pretty good so far, albeit a very simple shape. Now what we're looking for is this curved neck feature. Now that's going to be really challenging. We'll start off on the back here, maybe just plotting out the width of what's going to be the base. Oh, sorry, the neck. So maybe something like that would look quite nice. And the thickness. Maybe something like that. Now we're going to have to try and make that curve. To do curves, I would always try and use the crating method that we've done before. So to try and create a box or a square shape, because they're easy to do, and then fill in the curve after. So for this, I'm going to draw it like a right angle. So I'm going to go up to here, and I'm going to go out to here. Now, I maybe drew that a little bit too hard. It's going to be tough to rub that out, but anyway. From this, now I can try and add the curve in that we were looking for. So the horizon line seems a good place to start, and maybe I'll go to about there. We'll try and create a curve, and to do this I'm going to have to do it by hand, which is going to be quite difficult. There we go, I don't think that's too bad an effort. When I've done that, let's take away these two working lines, because they'll just start to confuse us. Fantastic. And I think now what would be the best would be to try and draw the width up here. Now, it should be the same length, shouldn't it? So if we have a little look, it's around 2 centimeters. Up here, it's probably going to have to be a bit bigger, actually, because it's at the front of the perspective. So we might just have to do it by eye and think about it maybe coming to about there. We'll draw that vertical line up again. If we think about where that curve stopped, it was about there. So I might just draw a little working line there just to help. So we know where to stop here. There we go. So this bit we know now needs to be a curve. And I want to try and keep the same width all the way along. Again, I might draw a little working line just to help us out. There we go. That one wasn't curvy enough. And neither was that. See, it's very hard. There we go. That's pretty good. Now we've done that, it should be relatively straightforward. We can create the thickness of our line here. And we'll do it again on the top here. Swap hands just so you can see. And again here. And then we just need to finish off this curve, keeping the same width away from that one as a guide. There we go. That looks pretty good so far, I think. There's a few little errors maybe in the curve that's a little bit difficult, but generally not too bad. If we wanted now maybe to add some more flourishes to it, we could. We could potentially add a curve on the edges here if we wanted to. I'm not going to because I think it spoils the kind of aesthetic of the design. What I am going to do though, if we look at my original idea was to have a little shade at the bottom. I do think potentially we could elongate the end of the lamp. So I'm just going to do that. Now this is easy because I already have my straight line drawn, so I just need to elongate all the lines out to decide how long we want it to be. Maybe that is fine. And then just work from the vanishing point down. There we go. Okay, so if we try and draw that lampshade, I think roughly, if we do it with very light pencil again, something like that. But we wanted it to have a bit of an angle. So that's my angle. Fair enough. That line wants to go over there to the vanishing point. Just keep that really light because I don't know where it's going to end up yet. Fantastic. That line was going to come down, but again we wanted an angle. So we'll try and keep it roughly the same. Something like that. And if we rub out the lines behind, should make it a little more obvious what I've drawn. And there we have it. That's my lighting design in 2-point perspective. I think it's a decent effort. A few little errors, like I said, on the curve that we could try to tidy up. But I actually think that when we go over this in Fineliner, that will sort itself out.